Abraar's family emigrated to Los Angeles when he was just an infant. His mother joined a psychiatry residency program at UCLA, and his father began a small business. Abraar attended Calabasas High School and graduated as a National AP Scholar and as the class valedictorian. He attended Yale University, and it was there that he developed a keen interest in global health. He was awarded 16 fellowships, scholarships, and research grants to support his travels to countries around the globe. Additionally, while at Yale, he served as the first dual editor-in-chief of the Yale Journal of Medicine and Law and the Yale Journal of Public Health. Upon graduation with distinction in political science, he was awarded a research grant to study sex trafficking in India for a year and was featured on national television in India for this work. Once at UCLA, Abraar brought his energy to the David Geffen School of Medicine, serving in leadership roles as the president of his class all 4 years, president of the UCLA American Medical Association chapter, and coordinator of the Global Health Interest Group. He has led countless projects to benefit his students, his community, and the world. Next year, Abraar will be pursuing a master's degree in public health at the Harvard School of Public Health in the Department of Health Policy and Management. Abraar.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the class of 2016, welcome to all of our family and friends, all of the people who love us, who are here today to celebrate us. More importantly, you all are the very people who made it possible for us to be here in front of you, and so we are here in many ways to celebrate you. Greetings as well to those who made it possible for us to be not just in front of you here, but to be doctors, to our faculty who taught us because they believed in us, to our deans who guided the ship, ensuring the system worked as it needed to, and to our staff members who always went the extra mile or 3 to make sure we felt supported. We are here also because of you. Lastly, welcome to my class. As we like to say, the best class in the known and unknown universe. You all are amazing. You amaze me when you match to the best programs in the entire country in all of medicine's most competitive specialties, but you amaze me far before that. From the first days we set foot on this campus, strangers with a common goal, to the late nights we spent falling asleep in libraries, students in a mutual struggle, to the early mornings we rushed over to the TLC for our exams, classmates equally determined, to the friendships we have today, friends because we chose to be. We did this together, and it went by just a little too fast. I want to tell you a personal story which will help you understand who we are as individuals and collectively as the class of 2016. Medicine makes great demands on our intellect, our professionalism, our physical endurance, our courage. But what about our ability to care? It is easy to say we care. It is easy to read articles about what caring means. It is easy to come up with a response that sounds like we care about a patient in need, but really caring, that is not easy, and it should not be, because it means accepting someone else's pain. I cared for a number of patients over the past few years, but I'll speak about one in particular. He was a man in his 50s, suffering from a type of skin cancer which had spread throughout his body, including to his brain. He hadn't followed up with his primary care doctors regularly, and by the time he reached us, things weren't looking too good. Within a few weeks, the cancer would compress his spine and leave him unable to walk. He spent nearly every day in constant pain. We tried our best to help him feel comfortable, utilizing all of the medications we could at our disposal, but his pain continued. It manifested itself in many ways. On some days, he was rude to his girlfriend, who would leave the room in tears. Sometimes he was rude to his elderly mother, who eventually stopped visiting him. There were days when he was rude to nurses, yelling and screaming at them when they couldn't attend to him right away. He was a man dying of cancer, his body, his spirit. His medical teams changed every few weeks as different sets of tired residents switched off service, as various well-meaning attendings struggled to find placement for him in lieu of his unstable condition, as many eager medical students came and went, practicing their physical exam skills and presentations of his case. I was the first of those students, but he remained a patient long after my rotation had ended. There wasn't much I could do for him medically. My contributions included coordinating his different specialists and following up on a slew of diagnostic tests and procedures he would undergo. But what I did offer him, perhaps, was someone to hang out with. Many days we would laugh about something or the other. I spent some afternoons listening to who he was, others about who he wished he had been. After I had switched services, I visited him when I could, and he would always remind me that it really mattered to him that I did so. We had taken a picture together a few weeks earlier, and it was taped to the wall in front of his bed. My visits became less frequent over time as I returned to my busy medical student life, but guilt came over me whenever I would walk on his floor or pass his room. I began to make excuses in my own mind. I'm sure he won't want to see me now, I would tell myself. A part of me felt like I had let him down. After a few weeks, as I was walking into the elevator with my team, I suddenly stopped and told them to go ahead. I had to say hi to an old friend. I nervously walked down the hallway and saw his familiar wheelchair with his sweater hanging off the side as it always did, assuring me that he was still there, still alive, probably still in pain. I creaked open the door to his dark room and he looked up at me, a huge grin coming over his face, reflected in my own as well. We hugged and spent a few minutes catching up, and as I was saying goodbye, he told me how good it had made him feel to see me. I told him, "You are not forgotten, and I care about you." That was the last time I saw him. He was transferred out to a different facility days later, and today I'm unsure if he is still with us. I write about him because he taught me what it meant to be conscious, to not forget, to empathize with suffering, to care. Caring doesn't stop when you leave a patient's room. It doesn't stop when you leave a patient's service. It doesn't stop when you leave a patient's hospital. It doesn't stop when a patient leaves you. Our patients will always be our patients, and we must always care about them. Every doctor learns the pathophysiology of congestive heart failure. Every doctor learns how to listen for the crackles of pneumonia on physical exam. Every doctor learns how to document a note, call a consult, prescribe a medication. But does every doctor learn how to care? I can assure you that these doctors in front of you did. Thank you.